Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You're listening to ZED on the Breakfast Show on Ramadan special EVA FM 102.5 FM. Good morning to you all. How are you this morning? I hope you're all doing really well as me, and you're all bright, enjoying the sunshine this morning. As you can see, I'm wearing my dark glasses here because it is very sunny here in the studio. And already somebody was asking me this morning that what's it like in the studio in the mornings when you arrive there early every morning, because you get there very early. I said, yes, it's wonderful. You walk up the stairs, you come through the door, you meet some people outside, they're greeting you. Yesterday I met the whole litter crew of the Leicester City Council. I met them and that was wonderful, and it is looking good out there. You see, we made a bit of an effort, brothers and sisters. This is a good positive note to start the day on. And it looks more cleaner today outside on Evington Road. You see, a little bit of effort, a little bit of awareness, and you can see the difference. Now, we're going to take some photographs today outside there, and we're going to put them on the website, and we're going to show people that, look, a little bit of combined effort by me and you and everybody out there in the city of Leicester, and you see some real good things happening. You see, brothers and sisters, this is what I call positive PMA, positive mental attitude. If you're driving along, you can see that. Have a look on the screen there. Look at that. It looks beautiful there. If you're on the Facebook, those guys are still asleep. Brother Briscoe has woken up this morning early, bright and shiny just like me. Look outside on the screen. It looks clean and it looks tidy, yeah? So this is what I'd like everyone to do. Is, being tidy is all part of our deen. This is the reason why we have to do wudu 5 times a day. Damne nati khabar. I have to switch languages, because some people have been complaining that I only speak in one language. Good morning to you, Brother Zed, and good morning to all the listeners. What a beautiful day. That is from one of our texters. You arrived 10 minutes late though. Of course, here we go again. I got to explain to you again. I did not arrive 10 minutes late. I arrived early because I was sat here in the studio chair. The program now starts at 10 past 9. Of course, I say show and I say program. The reason I say both of them is because 50% of the people out there, they like me to say the word show, and 49% of the people out there, they like me to say the word program, and 1% of the people out there, they like me to say nothing. So this is how it goes, we don't listen to the 1%, we listen to the 49 and the 50. So if you're one of them, I'm happy to oblige, I'm a listening kind of guy. You are listening to me on Ramadan special on EAVA FM 102.5 FM. For those of you who want to say that jingle as good as me, then have a go. Call me right now on 0116 212 9324. I'm going to repeat it for those of you who want to get a pen, pencil, paper, and write it down. You are listening to Ramadan special on EVA FM 102.5 FM. You see, if you can say that as good as me, then have a go. Every day my producer, he has a little voucher. Today he left a little voucher on my table, which is a Ramadan special voucher, EVA FM 102.5 FM. Of course, this will not get you any strawberry waffles or any banoffee pies or anything of the sort that is dished out every day by our producer, but I think he's run out of vouchers. So all you beautiful shops out there, put your finger and your hand in your pocket, both together if you want, and let us have some vouchers here so we can dish them out to the beautiful people of Leicester, so we can also share with them some of the goodies that you are selling in your shops. Otherwise, they're just going to go bad. During this month of Ramadan, have a heart, be kind, be generous. That is the theme here, is to be mad this month. Everybody's got to be mad, and mad is to say make a difference. Not mad as in super puggled, but just mad. That's what you got to be. So yesterday, we had a very good esteemed guest here in the studio, Mr. Rob Watson. He was from the CMA. See if any of you remembers what that CMA means, and then let me know if you don't know. Don't jump to your Google to find out what it means, but do let me know what it means. And I'll see if you are a good listener and you remember things, or you just pressing and guessing. So we were talking about many subjects yesterday. Let's finish off what we were saying earlier on. When you come into the studio in the mornings, yes, we meet always some interesting people outside while you're putting the key through the door. And yesterday we met the litter crew, and they were doing an absolute wonderful job, and we were having a great discussion with them. The result of this is a beautiful clean Evington Road this morning. So we want to cut down the number of black bags here from 400 a day. We want to half that to 200 a day. So just imagine Evington Road and all the streets of Evington Road are generating 400 bags a day. So look at that. It's a logistical nightmare. Of course it is. Now every day you have to pay attention to this, because we're going to remind you every day about this particular matter. And we will then soon find out more as to who is making all the litter and how we're going to deal with it. Now, of course, we have been trying to call the litter warden in this area, and we're trying. So if all my friends who are at the city council, please use your best influences to arrange for a meeting with the litter warden. We'd like to have him in the studio so we can continue to work with this wonderful project together and make it happen. So it's one of the initiatives that we have taken up upon ourselves, all in a day's decision-making process between me and my producer here, right? This is how fast we work. We don't have much time. We have 30 days of Radio Ramadan, and we need to work super fast. Just like your broadband, we have to go at a lightning speed, to make things happen, just like your fiber optic. We need to work very fast on everything that we do here on Ramadan Special on EAVA FM 102.5 FM. That's what you're listening to, ZED, on the breakfast show this morning. So please do communicate with us and share with us this huge, monumental task to clean up our streets and to do it in an efficient manner. And we'll all be happy. Because when you're happy, you have a smiling face. Of course you do. Good morning to Brother Chambers, from the Chambers Academy. So very nice of you to wake up this morning. It is good that some of you are now beginning to wake up early, just like me. And I'm very happy for that. Some of my medicine is working upon you, and you're all responding positively. So welcome to the program this morning, to the breakfast program. If any of you wish to call in, if you still got a charged battery from yesterday, call in and let's see if you can have a go at the Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM jingle, if you're feeling up to it. All of you who are driving up to the motorway, going on to Birmingham, Coventry, London, and all the other cities. Of course, I was told that this program is reaching out as far afield as an area called Markfield on the junction 21, 22 on the M1. So do let me know if you can reach this program further than junction 22, 23, or even junction 18 on the M1. So we like to know how far the reach is of the 102.5 FM signal. I would love to share that information with you. If you're out and about, do let us know. That would be wonderful. So, what's the schedule today? Yeah, my producer is going to put that up on the screen. I'm going to go through it very, very shortly. But in the meantime, we continue to talk about the prevailing issues this week. We were health and well-being, and of course litter will be talked about throughout the day and by everybody, because we've all taken it upon ourselves that we should deal with this particular matter very, very closely, attentively, and all get involved. So the health and well-being, yesterday you were very, very well educated, informed by Brother Zafar. He came into the studio with some very, very good guests who were explaining to you about all the different health matters, about your sugar intake, about your water. And if any of you can remember, water. how much water are you to drink during the month of Ramadan? So see if you can remember and call in and let me know. Because if you don't let me know, then I know that you don't have a clue. That's what I'm saying to you, right? You must pay attention to all these beautiful messages that are transmitted to you by Brother Zafar and his team, so from the health sector. And sleep disorder, sugar intake, all these things, the list is just absolutely endless. The amount of things that are discussed throughout this month, so many illnesses out there. And Dr. Salim Khan also brought to your attention the reasons why we are getting all these modern day illnesses. We need to really pay attention to them. So this week, strictly we are focusing attentively on health and well-being, because if your health and your well-being is not right, then nothing else is going to be right. So pay attention to sleep disorder. It can be even due to sugar. And another request is about the sugar and the diabetes. When are we going to have a detailed program about sugar and diabetes? And guess what? Every time that we are talking about these health programs, more and more people call in. And yesterday we had a request from even the hospital to say that, look, we need to come here and discuss about many issues, such as even unwanted or unplanned pregnancies, for example. So this is an issue that the facts and figures will be shown to you or discussed with you about just this LE1, LE2, LE5 areas in the city of Leicester. And again, what makes a change is awareness. One of the hardest things for the body to do is be receptive to change. Even your body, like myself and my producer, we have lots of discussions. Some of them are heated, some of them are happy ones, and you're always working hard to win your case as if you were a lawyer, right? Sometimes I'm in communication with him and I feel that I need to have two lawyers, one either side of me, to deal with him. And we were talking about how your body and your mind have to communicate with each other, whereby your body is controlling your mind as to what you want to eat. And I'm saying, no, your mind should tell your body what your body needs. But being receptive to change, even for the body, is very difficult. Your body is just used to eating chops and chips and burgers and lamb kadais and all these things, meat related, and you're trying to tell your body, hey, hold on a second, we need to take a break from all of this. In the month of Ramadan is the best time for us to effect change in the way we eat, the way we speak, the way we do everything in our lives. This is a golden opportunity, brothers and sisters. In these 30 days, you can do a lot of things which you ain't going to do other times. Why? Because this is a time when everybody is there to support you. Everybody is there to support you, in your good deeds that you are going to do. Whenever you're going to do good deeds, your intention is good, brothers and sisters, you will see that you will have that extra bit of power engulfed into your body that will enable you to move forward and do something positive. So ring me and tell me, ring me on 0116-212-9324 and tell me if you have done something positive, right? If you have done something positive, let me know. So I want you to share with me all these wonderful things that you're doing. Altaf Hussain Kazi, no fried food for Ramadan. That is a positive statement there by my brother Altaf. Those of you who know Altaf Hussain Kazi, so you will remember that he is a regular here on Radio Ramadan, but we haven't seen him this year at all. So I did contact him and he said to me that this year I am very busy and he is not going to be able to make it here. So, mashallah, we shall try to still pursue him, because, when you have these superstars, you have to not give up on them. You have to keep trying, So my producers just brought to my attention there's a little blemish on top of my top lip there, right? And I'm clearing it out like that, you know. This is the problem with these 4K cameras. They are on the ball and they are watching you all the time, right? There's no, he comes here to the studio. Of course, he's set my mic up now and we're all better for it. This is the kind of TLC that you get in the studio nowadays here. So this is what happens at Ramadan FM on EAVA FM 102.5 FM. You're listening to Zed on the Breakfast Show on Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. So if you wish to call me, then please do so on 0116 212 9324. So what have we got going on today at 9:30, 9:35 or thereabouts after the break? We have a lot of things to discuss with you with recruitment issues. This was another issue that was brought to our attention. What is happening about recruitment? Is there any programs that you can share with us, the public, about recruitment? Because there are so many people who are looking for employment. So would you be shocked if I told you that there are up to 600 jobs available at the NHS right now? And this is quite a bit of a shock to me. And there's lots of vacancies out there, so we are waiting now to set that program up with the respective people. Of course, it is very difficult, you know, to coordinate with everybody during these difficult times, you know, because to get everybody in at a short notice is not so easy. And we have 30 days and we have to pack in a lot of things in those 30 days. So also, many youngsters who are setting up a new business, they need advice, they need help. What is happening for them? Is there any support network available? Of course there is. You know, there's a lot of organizations here, including here from the radio. We have the leading ladies who are helping, mentoring all the young ladies who want to set up their own business or they want to follow a career path. So the leading ladies each week are here on Friday at 5 p.m. Headed by Mahmouda Duke, and she will be here to assist you with any of your questions. So ladies, if you're listening out there, if you want to follow a career path or you want to start a business, then amongst these ladies, there are hundreds of them. There will be one that will be able to help you, assist you, guide you, mentor you, offer you some leadership skills and training that you need for your ongoing career forward. That's what we need to do, right? And this is very important. So, of course, we tell everybody here in the community that come forward and be part of the community. You cannot fix anything, or if we make a proposal, then we encourage you to come and join us and work with us. And let's do this together, because you know what? Together, everyone achieves more success. This is what we say. This has always been our motto here at the radio Ramadan FM on EAVA 102.5 FM. So today, I'm told that shortly we should have some vouchers in today, some positive responses there from one of the businesses. I'll find out later and let you know. So as we are telling you information, the pop-up comes on the screen and we respond. This is how we are working here. So you're listening to Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. Of course, you can also listen to us on various other norms like the Facebook, on the Twitter, and also you can tune in. The TuneIn app, people are using that nowadays, you know, so you can tune in on that app. You can find Ramadan FM and EAVA 102.5 FM, and you'll be able to listen to us. And we can then discuss with you all that you want. You can call us on 0116 212 9324. This is how much energy that I have to pass on to you. All my positive energy is transferred to you, the listener out there. Or if you're one of those very shy people that in the morning one eye is closed and the other one is barely open, then you can text me on 07 450-925-084. Now in exactly 11.5 seconds, we're going to have a break. And then I'm going to talk to you afterwards. I'll be fully charged up for our next session. Jazakallah khair.
Dan, do you want to start?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. We are back on Ramadan special EVA 102.5 FM. You're listening to Zed on the morning breakfast show. I have here today in the studio with me two wonderful guests. You know, as we always do, I like them to introduce themselves. You know, this is the way we start training them to be the future radio team here at EVA 102.5 FM. So to my left here is a gentleman from which company are you from?
From Watergate, can't see.
Watergate, and your good name is, and I got to give him the tape measure test because he's not 32 millimeters away from the mic. 32 millimeters. Where's my tape? Get my producer. Bring my tape here and let's give it to him. You know, it's my pocket over there. So where are we? Yes, we're doing good.
Yeah, my name's Uzair, and I'm just going to apologize that I don't have the same level of enthusiasm as Zed, but I don't think many people do. But you'll have to bear with my monotone because I think as this program continues, I'm sure I'll become quite energetic as well, hopefully.
Well, he's straight into
inspired, isn't it?
He's straight into it. He's gone through the process of being Zedified and he's performing well. MashaAllah. Now, your colleague to my right here.
My name's Tanveer from Watergates.
Yeah.
And I wish I had the same enthusiasm as you and Uzair, so it's slowly passing through.
So Uzair and Tanveer,
it's too early.
I got to give you a Ramadan special welcome here to the to our studio here on EVA 102.5 FM. And I would like you to say this jingle first to get you started, give you a little bit of practice here, right, on the radio.
Welcome to the Ramadan special, EVA FM 102.5 FM. Also on www.ramadan.fm.
There you go. So this is a good process. I won't put you through that because I know you're good at it. You're going to get it right first time. Uzair, I want you now to tell us that how important is it that in our community that we develop each other in every aspect that we can, in our deen, in our work life, in our businesses, in every shape, form and manner.
See, a big part of Islam is community. And I think a lot of times what people assume is once they've gone into business, their focus is always on earning money and they forget why we're here. You know, working together, helping others, that's a big part of what we're destined to do. See, this is the motto that we have at Watergates. We're a very, we're like a family firm. And we push that over, we don't just maintain that within our employees and the relationships we have with our staff, but we also try to push this with our clients and the wider community. I mean, this isn't just limited to our clients. We try to help as many businesses as we can. We offer free advice. You know, anytime somebody wants to stop in for consultation, this is done, free. And it's not even on the basis that they have to continue to use our services. We make sure that we see it as helping anyone. You know, a big part, like if according to the SBA, the Small Business Association, within the first 5 years, over 50% of businesses fail. Now, this is people's hard-earned money that they can put into a business to try to make it grow. We don't just see it as taking fees from clients. We try to understand, put ourselves in their shoes and equip them with everything that they need to help them succeed, in all avenues. We try to put ourselves in their shoes and, help them through that journey, push them through. I mean, you've got so many small businesses that they start up, they fail, they struggle. They're struggling to, meet certain demands because consumer demands it's a very competitive, highly competitive market out there. And, you don't want to go to an organization and just be told compliance, and just limited to that. A lot of people now, the accounting world has changed. People used to assume that, accountants, they'll help you with, doing statutory accounts. However, what's happened now is accountants' role have moved and evolved. It's become a more service-based business services, providing businesses with a whole holistic view of how to operate, how to put themselves in the best position, and how best to help them, and also allowing them to realize that the outlook in how to operate, this might be, helping them by providing forecasts, cash flow forecasts, or simply by just helping them do tax planning to help them. A lot of people assume that, and they've got this ideology, unfortunately, that by them succeeding and them growing, there's a big risk of them having to pay a large amount of tax, and tax is important. Even Islamically, there's a big part of it. Zakat is there. It helps, if you have that outset. But then there's also the part of efficiently tax planning to ensure that you can grow your business, which is why the government have created many initiatives to help businesses save money. There's such things like a research and development initiative. Businesses grow and businesses put a lot of money into their businesses to ensure that their growth is there and sustainable. It doesn't mean by you just trying to save tax and be efficient in your tax planning that you're doing something wrong. If you do it the right way, and if you do it ethically, then there's a lot of benefit. And by you growing, the government want you to grow. The government want to see business, because if your business grows, you'll employ people. If you employ the right people, they'll work, they'll be able to generate income, and they'll spend it, and they'll push that money back into the economy, and the economy can grow.
Of course, I was attentively listening because, I'm a good listener. I like to learn every day. And Tanveer, you have also, you both, what I'm very inspired by is that you're both very young gentlemen, and you are like Brother Uzair here. He's like talking to us like a professor, which is very impressive. This is what I like to see. When I see young people who are way ahead of their time,
Yes.
in terms of what the message they're passing, then I feel inspired. I feel confident that we're going to have a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And really, I'm double excited now. So Tanveer, I want you to share with us your journey in your work life. How did you start this particular profession of accounting?
Yeah. Basically, obviously, I started university, did accounting and finance as a course. Graduated, alhamdulillah, did well. Then came to a point when I graduated, it was the recession time, difficult to get a job. I started as just a clerk, shredding paper, scanning, etc. Basically, I had to show my desire to get somewhere because it was such a difficult market. So I got a job in Coventry, very low paid, sort of minimum wage, traveling. Basically, my travel cost was outweighing my salary. But I showed that business where I worked, that I was hungry. I wanted to succeed. And slowly in that business, I progressed. Alhamdulillah, I did as well as I could. Then another low point came that I got made redundant. Another challenge. But again, kept positive. Went to another practice. Again, gained more experience. And now finally come to Watergates, where I think I'm more complete now. I can help Watergates. Their aims and their desires to help coincide with mine. It's just what Islam teaches us, we should be there to help others and listen to others. That's why at Watergates we aim to listen. Anyone who calls in, we aim to listen to their needs, give them advice. It's not always about here's a consultation fee, etc. We aim to listen and, like I say, aim to please them. And then if we can hopefully get them as clients, it's even better. Uzair touched on how the government is trying to help smaller businesses. That's our aim, to provide advice on these type of schemes, because it's not everyone's knowledge, these schemes. So that's where we are at the moment.
MashaAllah, you've seen here a very, very active, community-oriented company in Leicester, local company, who are working to a good ethos, ethical, moral values, which are taught in our deen, aren't they? And how we can all work together to be supportive of the many, many young people who want to start their journey in business, right? And when they come to me, I always tell them, well, when you're established, it's more easier to tell them, but in reality, if you put yourself in their shoes, it's not the same when you tell them that they tell you that, look, I don't want to spend 600, and you try to explain to them, worry about what you're going to make, not what you're going to spend.
Exactly.
And it's a little bit hard to understand that.
It's hard to.
The point that you made, like, you don't realize the impact you can have someone based on your advice that you give them. Like, a lot of clients will come, or potential clients will come to us to seek advice, and based on what you can say can have an everlasting impression on them, and it can shape what they do in their business working environment as well. So for instance, unfortunately, there's been a stigma about certain accountancy practices which aren't really doing the right thing. So they would be advising businesses wrongly, and that would have an impact on them, and that would impact a larger group and larger community as well. If you're doing the wrong thing, and if you're not doing what's ethically right, what's legally right, so you as an accountant have, like you mentioned about the community, you have an impact. A lot of people, they go to work, they think it's a 9-to-5 job, and they think it's very personal. It's a personal thing. We've become a selfish sort of environment, haven't we? We've become a selfish sort of society. However, if you turn that away and you think that every single person you converse with, every single individual you have a relationship with, any interaction you have, you're impacting that person in a certain manner. So that's what we've been told by our managers and the directors and the whole team. This has been drilled into our heads that you guys you have a big role to play within the community, within every individual that comes through the door, and you have to have a conversation with. You can impact them and you can impact their business. So we've got to make sure that we impact this positively and we push them in the right direction, be it financially gaining or be it in other manners as well. As long as we're pushing the right sort of growth, it could be where an organization is happy to stay in a position that they're in. But you've got to make sure that the dealings that they do, you advise them in the right way to do the right thing. And sometimes it's far away from just looking at the financial side of things as well, which is important.
Of course, business today, an accountant's role today is not only just to advise on his accounts. He, over a period of time with his respective client or the person who walks through that door for the first consultation, 3 years down the line, the accountant is almost like a counselor to him, isn't it?
Exactly. Do you know, sometimes you
and a friend.
Exactly.
Sometimes, like you say, it's a counselor. You listen to their other issues rather than business needs. But you're there. You build that relationship. That's the key.
So you have like a half hour or 1 hour meeting. Most of that is spent on tea and biscuits and discussing things. And the last 10 minutes you are actually doing some accounts.
Correct.
Exactly. And most of the times you'll have a conversation and it'll just be completely generic and general. And then you go back and you have to work the figures on your own, and then probably have another further conversation. You realize that, and this is the thing, it's amazing. A lot of clients would know that they'll just pick up the phone and ring us and they'll be talking about anything. And, it was interesting. I don't want to touch on football, but as a Liverpool fan, we're still there. But, there's still
Uzair could just not hold himself back. He could not resist. He knew that we are here on the ZED morning breakfast show on Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM. And we've got Uzair here, who is now going to give us a bit of a football commentary on Liverpool. He could not control himself.
The best thing is obviously being sat by a United fan right now. But I let them have it because,
We stay silent. Liverpool got to get the second place trophy.
Of course, now the message is very loud and clear here that when you go to see your accountant, you're not only going to walk away with a free cup of tea and a biscuit. You're going to talk about many other things. You're going to come out of there just like you had gone to see a doctor and he gave you some good medicines and you were feeling energetic. And you're feeling good, yeah?
Yes.
So the feel-good factor is there now, yeah?
That's it.
So in the past, people would run away, say, oh, no, I don't need an accountant, I'm doing a business, I make the cash, I put it in my pocket. And those days are now, people are seeing way past that, aren't they?
You know what, it's like I said earlier, the accounting world is evolving, the business world is evolving, and it's ever, changing. It's ever changing. The way people are seeing businesses, the way people are seeing accountants as well. Hopefully that's changing. It's a positive light now. And you can see that with the interactions we have. It's very positive now. The clients come in, they're happy. Like you said, they'll have a general chat, which is good.
Of course. Now I'm going to tell you something, guys, Uzair and Tanveer, that here at the radio we have an initiative this whole month. It's called MAD, right? Mad as in, not as in pagal,
Yeah.
mad as in make a difference.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to join us here at the radio to make a difference to a better community. Now, many things you can do to make a difference, right? So when you walk away from the studio, you go start getting your thinking caps on and you come back with ideas to say, how can we together make a difference? Imagine if there's so many of us and we're all following this path of being mad, then imagine what we're going to achieve, right? How many young people out there who want to set up a business, right? Many. Every day there's one born, isn't there?
Correct.
Exactly.
And these are the people who are listening right now. I want you to connect with us on Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM. You are listening to us right now. You got to give us a call and we're going to point you in the right direction, right, for your business that you want to set up. And even if you have a business and you want to know, well, how can I develop that business? Business development is like all of us here have to do CPD, don't we?
Yes.
Continuous professional development, yeah? But also, we must not forget that in doing that, we have to do the CPD, continuous professional in our deen.
Of course. Comes hand in hand.
And I like it very much that you guys, you follow this very spiritual and ethical way in the way that you guide your youngsters out there. So the journey would be that a young person, 18, 19, 20, 21, he's had a little go on a car boot sale or a market stall. He's had the taste of a bit of money. He wants to do his education. He wants to start an online business. Of course, this online is a big thing right now, isn't it?
Yes.
And how can you then guide him from, say, I want to set up an online business,
Okay.
right? I want to sell mobile phones online, and it could be anything.
See, for the first thing, the main important thing is I'd like to listen to you. I'd like to listen to exactly what you want to do and what you want to achieve. But I don't want to just stop at what you want to do in the short term. I want to hear your 5 years. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Because the advice that I'll be giving you will be dependent on where you want to be, not just where you are now and where you aspire to be in the next couple of months. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? And then that way, I'll be able to advise you on how we together can help you get there. So first of all, I'd want to know your experience. If you've worked in that field, so then I know how in depth I need to be with the explanations I give you, and based on that, I'll help you. So, and then obviously, as an accountant, I can't help myself but look at the figures. So I'd look at what's best for you as well initially. How to set up your company. Would it be a sole trade? Would it be a limited company? Who's involved in the business? And we can do some tax planning on that. Again, initial tax planning, and then looking at the long-term tax plan, where we're going to be and how you grow. That's what different schemes which may become available to you based on that journey. And also, I'll be able to get you in contact with. We have many organizations that we work with quite closely, which may benefit you. So if you want to set up a website straight away, we've got organizations that we work closely with who specialize in that. And then with regards to accounting software, everything's cloud-based. We have affiliations with certain, like for example, there's Zero Accounting Software. We're partners for that. So we'd be able to get you in the right direction, and help you. We can push discounts to you from these due to our relationships with them. And then again, I'd make sure initially at least that I'd meet you quite frequently, see how your journey's going. And then as and when you require, you're able to come to us for any sort of advice.
MashaAllah, that is very inspiring. So for all of you young people out there who are listening right this minute, or even if you listen in later on the Facebook, you have now a point of contact here. And if you want to set up a business, you want to start a business, even if it's a home business, it's an online business, entry level, then you have a point of contact, somebody who can guide you and put you in the right direction, Tanveer.
Yeah.
And is this like in your company, is this a task that you would also get involved in?
Yeah, there's a team of us that we get involved. We listen, and if we don't have the knowledge, we've got a lot of experienced staff who can also get the knowledge from, because there'd be questions out there sometimes we maybe couldn't answer in our shorter years in the industry, but there's people who've been there for 20, 30 years with experience, so we can definitely listen and advise, hopefully correctly.
Right, here's what I'm going to suggest now as a leader and a president of this particular studio, right? And only this studio, not past the door. There's another president sat there of the studio. What we can initiate, right, is if we get all the youngsters together and do a little bit of a function, and they can do their Q&As collectively to a panel from your company, and we can do this with the whole group of people instead of doing this individually, and we could all benefit from that, can't we?
See, a lot of people are scared. They don't know where to start, and this is where we come in. That, many people have aspirations to start their own business, and it's good, having your own business, but they don't know where to start, and they're scared. There's a lot of fear that goes into it, so they don't take that chance. They don't take that risk. But have a chat with us. We'll help you. We'll reduce that risk. We'll help you reduce that risk, and we'll talk you through the journey, and we'll be there. As you grow as well, we'll continue that journey with you. We've seen businesses who have started off, like we mentioned, as a sole trade. They weren't sure how it'll go. They didn't want to incorporate as a limited company. Those companies started as a limited company. We saw them grow from 1 store to 5 stores and then become international as well. So we've been there through the journey, and we know we can help you through that journey. A lot of that this is where we see ourselves, and this is how we want to help the community and help people and help individuals as well. We take away the accounting side, the compliance side from the individual, so they can focus on what they know best, which is either making the best, food and selling that, or selling the best items. They can just focus on what they know, focus on the industry that they've grown in, and everything else they can leave to us to worry about.
Of course, this is very important that even a small business. Now, let me give you an example, guys. So all of you listening in, how does a small business even impact the community, right? What's the benefit to the community? So I'll give you an example. If just a small shop opens up, right? And then they expand to a chain of 6 shops in Leicester, right? Now, the number of people that they will employ is almost 80. Now, does anyone know, can you work out the impact that has on the government, meaning how the government benefits from that? That a small business within 3 years has created 80 jobs. Because how do they do that with 6 shops is because they're running 3 shifts, 8 hours, or they're practically running 2 shifts from 8 till 11, long opening hours. And it's a foodie, and people got to eat, and this is how they create the jobs. So how does that benefit the community? Because if we're all working, everybody's in work, all the problems that you see, even Mental Health Awareness Week we have right now, this week. Many people, like Tanveer mentioned, when he got made redundant, he was feeling a little bit down until he discovered another company. So people, they get mentally depressed.
It can be a fall. You mentally, you go into that cycle. There's nothing to do. You're just stuck at home. Whereas, like I say, small business creating jobs gets people out there, gets people talking, and like I say, affecting the local environment.
Well, the local community benefits. So this is why we're putting a lot of emphasis this month throughout Ramadan that, look, we need to teach each other our deen. We need to support each other. We need to work together as a team. We need to ensure that as many people in our community, in the extended wide community, everybody is in a job. Everybody's working, and everybody's feeding off each other, right? And creating a better family environment.
Definitely.
How important is that?
Exactly. Just because, the risk that Allah gives you is not just limited to He's got enough to give everybody. So, working together, as you mentioned, Zed, quite rightly, just employing, even if just employing your own individual staff, by your business growing, what about the suppliers? You'll need.
Of course, it's a chain.
Exactly.
It's a chain. Now, guys, we're coming to the end of this session. I want to thank Tanveer and Uzair. They have spent some wonderful good nasiya, good advice to all of us, and we're going to have them back in the studio again. So on behalf of all of us here from EVA 102.5 FM, I look forward to you after the break. Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You are listening to Zed on the Breakfast Show this morning on Ramadan special on EVA FM 102.5 FM. That's what I have to tell you, remind you that you're on 102.5 FM in case you forget, or in case you've just tuned in and you don't know, and you haven't got one of those wonderful RDS radios in your car and you don't know, which station am I listening to? I don't know, I'm confused. Mujhe nahi pata, main bhul gaya hu. You know, you're listening to Zed on EVA 102.5 FM. That's what you're listening to. So I'm just going to remind you until you've got it on your phone. So that was a wonderful, inspiring program we just had earlier on in the session before the break. And that was nice to hear two young lads who were talking to me as though they were twice my age. This is what I like to hear. That this is how, years ago you would never hear 21, 23-year-old lad speaking like that, and look how articulate they were, right? On Sunday last week, I met one 10-year-old Fatima, and I said, Fatima, you be ready to be a presenter by the time you're 11. And her dad was laughing, and her mother was laughing, and they came here for a voucher, and they obviously won a good prize that day. And that's why it's wonderful to see these young children developing, so articulate, they're able to communicate. And, these are the leaders of tomorrow, definitely. Brother Uzair here, he's ready to be a counselor, an MP, or a man in leadership position somewhere out there. Jazakallah khair for coming here today, Brother Uzair. I look forward to definitely meeting him again for some more chats with him. We've got a message here from Charmaine. Is anyone on LinkedIn? I find that's a really useful platform, especially for businesses. Of course, this is very good. Charmaine's going to be here today at 11 a.m. and she's going to be talking to Myra Khan, yes? Myra Khan. And it's a very good program. Listen in, and you can even start Googling, and you will know exactly what they're going to be talking about. So that's going to be very useful for you at 11 a.m. this morning. Please do that, right? So somebody was sent me a message. He said, treat your workers as a family. Of course, yes. There's only me and my producer here. We are not even... Are we workers here? Yes, we are like family, aren't we? We shout and scream at each other. We love each other. We smile at each other. Of course, Imtiaz Vora, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum to you as well. Slowly, everybody's waking up. Always they wake up when the show is coming almost to an end. Last 21 minutes and 53 seconds to go. And Imtiaz, you are coming alive. Jazakallah khair for that. Start sharing with all the people that you know. Press that like button. Press that heart-shaped love icon on your screen. Do that, and I will appreciate that. And also, Altaf, you know that you have 878 people on your database, and you came and you disappeared again. So he'll try and come in on the 29th Ramadan. So my producer will make a note of that. Altaf might pop in on the 29th Ramadan. So check that what day it is, so we can be ready for Altaf Hussain Qazi. Of course, he's one of the aspiring young presenters here at Radio Ramadan on EVA 102.5 FM. So do pop in. Altaf, we'd love to see you again and listen to you on many good things that you have to say. So there was a message earlier on that came to us saying that why are mosques closed 20 hours a day? Now, in the morning program, you have to go through 100 different topics. You jump from one to the other as if like my name is not Google and it's not Zoogle. How am I going to answer everything that you ask me? Like, if you want to know something, just call Zoogle alias Z and he will tell you. Unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you. It's not always possible that I can tell you, but all I can say to you is that, yes, if I was there or you were there, what would you do? What would you do if not as it is right now? So the mosques they're open for Salah times. But another suggestion came to us that in the mornings after the school run, they should be left open to the ladies in the families, that they can come there, organize a lunch club for our old folk in the community, start engaging with a wider community. So many ideas came on the table here. So maybe we can press home these initiatives. So if you are close by to your local mosque and you are regularly visiting there and you have connections there with the committee, or you can write into them and ask them. If you don't approach them, then they're not going to know what the community wants. So that's what I suggest that you should do. Write to your local mosque, talk to them, communicate with them, and work together as a team and see if you can find some solutions. Of course, you have facilities there. If you don't have facilities there, then maybe you can look into it to see how can we accommodate for the mosque to be open and used more frequently by everybody in the community, and have some drop-in session there, a point for people to connect with each other, that if you have an issue you can go there and seek some advice, some guidance, some mentorship, some, even you will meet somebody who will put you in the right direction. So this is the message on that particular point. And when you are dealing with all different kind of requests in the community and you have 30 days to deal with them all, it's not so easy. All we have to do is look at everybody's comments, relay them to you, discuss them with you, talk about them, and see if we can find solutions out there. So I always tell everybody, don't just keep talking about problems. With that problem, I want you to highlight that problem, and then I want you to also put a dash and offer your solution to the problem. This is the way forward. We have to have solutions also. Otherwise, if we're going to keep talking about problems, keep complaining, keep moaning, then we're not going to go forward, are we? We're going to be negative all the time, right? So this is how it goes. If you're passionate about something, you have good feeling, you have that intuition, then do bring it on. And this is, we are living here now in a modern society where our mobile is ringing constantly. Just as I'm sitting here talking to you, my producer's mobile has rang about 10 times. And he's on, off on his mobile. And then he's also trying to keep an eye on me. And this is constant distraction, right? It seems to be a toxic environment when your mobile is ringing all of the time, right? So sometimes it's a good idea to just switch off, think, go for a 15-minute walk. Well, it doesn't have to be 15. Well, try 14 minutes also. Go for a walk, relax, and think. Otherwise, you're not going to progress at all, right? So somebody sent me a message that, oh, you like talking about an untidy desk at your work. What about your desk? Is it tidy or not? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. My desk is not tidy. It's not super tidy, but now that you've reminded me, I shall go to work on my day job. And somebody's asked me also a question, what is your day job? And it says, I am just doing lots of jobs, I do a lot of different jobs. So I'm going to, if you come to the studio, then I can go through the list with you. I'm not going to tell you on air what my jobs are. If you come here, I'll tell you. Like, I've got, today my list is so long. As soon as I finish here, I'll be going through one at a time. Bang, 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 bang. That's what I'll be doing. That's my job. So, desk, see, people are so attention to fine detail when you're talking to them on Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM. They're listening and they're attentively asking questions. What do you do? How is your desk? And you're telling them about their environment at work. Of course, a lot of people who are listening in at work do share with us about some of your colleagues, and you can all help each other to tidy up your environment, your desk and everything. It's all a reflection of you. I was told by one particular listener that the state of your desk is a reflection of you. Well, I said, well, not really. Sometimes you have a guy or a girl who's got a wonderful spotless desk And then you have another guy who is not got a spotless desk, but he gets the job done because he's a doer. He's out there running around, sorting this out, sorting that out, and this is how it goes, you know. So if you go into any particular building, you'll see the accountants are always very spotless, their departments are very, very tidy. But if you go into other departments, you'll see differences in all places of work, wherever you are. So another text message, another message is asking, why have we not got more people from the council or from the political spheres here at the radio? Well, of course, we are still on very early days. We are not, we are trying, we do try to contact them, but they have very busy schedules and they try to sort of try to fit themselves in. Sometimes I tell them, don't be afraid, just come and sit with us and we will then have a good program with you. But they sometimes said, oh, I'm going to come with so and so, I'm going to come with so and so. They can even come alone, it's okay. There's no problem here. On Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM, we can take care of them here. So we are pushing just to get hold of the litter warden. Are we having any success with that? Yes. If all of you listening out there got any contacts in the council, do tell your colleagues that we need to speak with the litter warden in the Evington area so we can continue with our good scheme here. So a message came in that Myra Khan, what does she do? She's an award-winning counselor. I said that earlier on. Myra Khan, look her up on the Google and you'll see she's an award-winning counselor and you'll be able to listen to her at 11 a.m. this morning. 11:05 to be precise, but around that time she'll be here with Sharmeen Suleiman and they'll be discussing many issues concerning the community. So Darren Evans, that's his name, yeah? Darren Evans is the litter warden for the Evington area. So of course the litter issues, whatever you see in Evington, it will be in other parts of the city as well. But I was told yesterday by the council that the problems are more in the congested areas of the inner city, and some of the roads pinpointed were Evington Road. They said that there was more bags coming out of here on a daily basis than there were in other areas. So when you come here at 9 o'clock in the morning, the roads, everything looks tidy. But what you don't appreciate is that 2 hours before that, there is an upteen number of litter wardens here who are clearing the road in their vehicles, and they are sweeping up and they are doing all sorts of things. And some of the things they have to put up with are not acceptable at all in any shape, form, or manner. So when you look at everything in an open mind, you'll be able to see that this is totally unacceptable. You would not have that happen outside your house or in your house even. You will dispose of the litter in a bin. So do the same here, because here in our deen, brothers and sisters, you know that we do wudu 5 times a day, right? Our deen is all about sanitation. So you have to remain pak, you have to remain clean. And that is what our deen is about. So when you look at the street and you compare that with what we are taught in our deen, then the two are not matching up, are they? Now, of course, I'm not saying that only people in our deen are making the mess, no. But we have to do the best we can to tidy up and to work together with all the shops here on the road, and all the people who live in this area have a grievance. So the litter warden and ourselves will talk about this, and you are all free to call in and to give your 2 pence worth, as they say, right? Your 2 pence worth. That is your opinion. You can always do that, and we are here to listen and do what we can, because here our job is not to make it happen for certain, but certainly we can pass the message on to the right person who has the power to effect change. Somebody sent a message here that the City Council are looking to bring in a new particular tax for car parking, that if you have 10 or more cars parked in an inner city, in a hospital for example, they'll be paying money for that extra cars. And I don't know much about that one, but a message came in that this was in the Leicester Mercury. So we need to research that and talk about that, because I'm beginning to worry about that already. Where's my car parked? Am I past 10 or am I car number 11? Will I be charged for that, or the place where I've parked will be charged for that? What about the car park in the city centre where you've already paid money for it? So who's going to pay the money to the city council for that? So this is a question that somebody has asked, but sometimes we are not the right people to ask that question to. But what we have to do is research that and find out and get back to you on that particular matter. This is what happens when you take on the task of community development. You get all sorts of questions thrown at you as if you were the man or the woman who makes the decisions here. And people will text you, they'll ask you questions, and you have to be ready to answer them. And this is what happens every day. Everybody's asking all sorts of questions. So people will walk by outside on the road and they'll ask a question: what's going on upstairs? So I point at the sign and I said, this is up there is Ramadan special on EAVA 102.5 FM. That's what I tell them. They said, what's that? I said, that is radio. There's a radio broadcast happening today during the month of Ramadan, and that's what happens here. Every day you get different people asking you different questions, every day on the street, in the studio, and so on. So another matter consistently being asked about is the domestic violence, which again we will set up a program for that, which is a specialist program on domestic violence. You heard Sister Nirmal yesterday. She talked about this very, very attentively, and we need to continue that discussion with her. She's going to organize a panel here. So everybody out there who has experience of domestic violence or is even going through domestic violence, then you'll be able to have a point of contact. And she did bring to attention some organizations who are already in Leicester, very prevalent, and she made it absolutely clear that this problem is not oriented to one particular community. It is across the community that this problem exists, which has to be dealt with by all of us. In fact, we can't physically sort of go and deal with it, but if we bring awareness to it, more people out there will come forward and have that courage to have a point of contact. And many a person who are in this field have been through that particular moments in their life. They've come out of it, and they are now helping others who are going through this particular problem. So this is a worldwide problem, and my producer has told me that we have little time left. Where are the cheapest places to park in Leicester? He's gone off topic. I'm here talking about domestic violence, and he's thrown me off topic. So this is what happens in the studio sometimes. And somebody else has sent me a message that you were telling us about what goes on at the studio in the mornings when you come in. Well, of course, I was explaining that to you, but what happens is that we come in the mornings, you go into a room to the left or top of the stairs, is like your makeup room. Your producer has got a team lined up there with a makeup artist. They do your hair up and they leave my hair floating out of my head every time, and then they get you fully ready. Well, I wish it was like that, but unfortunately it's nothing of the sort. You running down the street, you park your car, and you come through the door. 2 or 3 people meet you outside. They have a little moan at you about something or the other. Then you rush up the stairs, and then you hit your foot on the top of the stairs because you are rushing, and you are coming through the door, and you are still breathing, and you're straight there. Your producer tells you 30 seconds to go, you're on air. That is what reality is for you, brothers and sisters. The other story was not reality. It was what we call in the radio industry wishful thinking. That's what it was, right? We all look at the Daily Show by Trevor Noah, and we look at that team of 40 people who are getting him ready, fully charged up, and we all get inspired and says, wow, I want to do that. Is that what radio is about? I want to do that. But it's not like that at all. I'm sorry to tell you. Of course, I will see when I get invited to the BBC. If it's going to be like that at all, I'll go there and check it out, and I'll report back to you how it is at the BBC. Or if there's anybody there listening in on the BBC, you're free to call us on 0116-212-9324 and tell us how is it over there in comparison to how is it over here at 207 Evington Road. You're listening to Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. So we're going to have some wonderful guests from across the community from various sectors. You know, I'm really excited to tell you that, because some of these guests I'm looking forward to bantering with them myself. They're doing some wonderful work in the community, and it's good to sit with them, engage with them, listen to their stories, what they are doing in the community, what they were doing before, and how they have effected change with their activities in the community. Yesterday, Rob Watson told us from the CMA what the importance is of local radio to community development. And here he quite clearly explained that even though radio now has become international, global, on the internet, but you cannot get away from affecting change in the local community. So that is what local radio does. So there will be many different stations all around the community, all doing a lot of wonderful work for the local community. Of course, the presenters, most of them, I think 90% of them are all volunteers. So what they do is they give their time and they create a lot of effort and they do a lot of input and they engage with the community. And if you go out there and you make a difference to one person out there, you have done well. So give me a call and tell me if you have made a difference to anybody out there during this month of Ramadan or even today. So making a difference is also giving somebody some advice. So another message came to me here just now saying that ZED, one of your best acronyms is the KIP. You haven't talked about the KIP at all this year. Why? Why have you not talked about it? I said, right, the reason for that is because what I would like to do is to tell you about the MAD initiative this year instead of the KIP. Another message has come in. What is KIP mean? KIP means knowledge is power. Somebody else has sent a message. No, it doesn't. It means keep in pocket. That is not true. That's not true. You don't keep it in the pocket. You have to take your money out of your pocket and you have to put it to some good cause. There's some wonderful charities out there working throughout the month of Ramadan, and you have to share that money and give it to them because they are going to then transfer it to some wonderful causes throughout. Sharing is caring. My producer is even getting involved in this program. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to suggest that tomorrow he sits here on the presenter's chair and I go and do his job. A bit of job share is good. So share. If you share, you are khair. You're doing khair. Khair is spelled K-H-A-I-R. And that is a blessing. So do that. Don't keep in pocket. We said knowledge is power. If you have knowledge and you have the power, you then have to share that knowledge, what you have, with other people. It all fits in together, you see. If you want to do some good mad activities, make a difference, you're going to have to need some KIP, some knowledge, then you can do that out there. So, brothers and sisters, it's almost coming to an end. 22 seconds left, 19 seconds left, and you've been listening to ZED on the Breakfast Show this morning on Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. So I'm going to look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. So don't go away now. wait for the next show at 11 a.m. Jazakallah khair. I'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.